If you're trading with ADHD or you just have an impulsive brain, I know that the fixation isn't just annoying, it's destroying your entire trading portfolio. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to turn that from a weakness to a weapon. So make sure you stick around, like and subscribe because there's some really, really cool tips in here. Now, I've coached hundreds of traders and the number one account killer that I see isn't actually bad analysis, it's the fact that you can't sit on your hands. And today we're going to be fixing that by moving from reactionary trading to mechanical trading. But first things first, what actually is mechanical trading? Mechanical trading, by definition, is a mechanical strategy that is a trading system with a fixed rule-based entry, stop, and exit criteria that are executed the same way every time with no subjective decision-making in the moment. The key thing that I want to highlight here is the no subjective decision-making in the moment. But why is that important? Well, the thing is that when we're trading each day, every win and every loss is attached to some sort of emotion. If we win, we're one step closer to our dreams, whether it's purchasing something or leaving our job or whatever it may be. Even if it's not real money and you're trading, a challenge account or a prop firm, passing that prop challenge means you're one step closer to leaving your crap life or leaving your job that you hate or moving to another country. So everything's exciting or making the journey feel longer. But as much as that is actually, your reality, you need to kind of detach from that. But ADHD and trading with that can sometimes really highlight that, especially when it's in the moment. Now, I'll give you a little example. I did this for a good 2-3 years, and I would have my high time frame analysis, and I'd actually have pretty good high time frame analysis. But when it came down to the intraday, I would be at the chart looking, and I'd see, for example, the previous 4-hour low get swept. And even though I'm waiting for my key level, which is all the way down here, which is like below, let's say, the previous daily low, for example, I'm looking at the way that it's reacting to this previous 4-hour. And I'm going, you know what? I'm looking for buys and it's so bullish. I just need to take the trade. I'd rather be in it than out of it. And before I know it, after looking at the charts for under 5 minutes, I've already seen my 1-minute break structure, which is against my rule. It's outside of my time. So I've taken it at 12:30 instead of 1. And it's also not on my key level. But I would just rather be in the trade than not be in it. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this. Obviously the trade loses, it runs to 1R and then just like dumps and I lose. Then I take another trade because it's at a new key level. And then it finally hits my actual point of interest and I don't take the trade because I'm like, nope, you need to punish yourself. You can't take the trade. You're already 2% down for the day. And I'd just do this all the time. I had no real discipline. And oftentimes I thought that it was just because of me, but it's not really me and, bad habits. It's because I just don't facilitate my ADHD. And I don't want to make this into like a mental health thing because it's not that. It's just, I understand that I'm quite impulsive and I understand that I have a lot of emotion attached to winning and losing. And it's because I didn't have a very good life before trading and music. I was stressed all the time. I wanted to make my career as a musician. I wanted to leave my job. I felt I deserved to not be working a job considering the amount of hours I've put in music and trading. So every trade that I took, it needed to win. I needed to win. But as soon as things become a need, that's when you're playing the wrong game. Okay, so just to be clear, we want to remove the decision-making in the moment, right? The last line, read it again, okay? All trades are executed the same way every time with no subjective decision-making in the moment. Your intraday analysis, especially your entry model, needs to be that, okay? Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of traders that, for example, enter on closes or whatever it may be, right? I don't care what it is, whether you enter on IFGs, order blocks, there's some people that it works really well with, okay? And I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying that if you are someone that finds that, you can be quite impulsive, then mechanical trading is definitely for you. And one of the key things that we get stuck in the loop with is just the cycle of starting an account, over trading, blowing the account. And when you blow the account, you go, you know what? I promise I'm going to start fresh. Next time it's A+ setups only. I'm going to get that new account. I'm going to buy that challenge. And this time it's going to be A+. And you start your journey. You start off first 2 trades, you take them, they're clean, great setups. You might be losing, you're minus 2% down. You take another trade and you're thinking, now I'm minus 3%, what do I do? So you start being more aggressive. You start taking that 1-minute entry that you shouldn't take. You start taking it outside your time frame. Next thing you know, you're minus 7% down and now you're over risking as well because you're so far. Like I've been there so many times. You blow the account and then you're back to the same thing. A+ setups only. All right, I get it. And at some point, that cycle does need to stop. It's okay to start off like that, right? When you first start trading, you're gonna be like that. It's natural, okay? But it gets to a certain point where you need to understand, like, okay, it's got to be something to do with my strategy. It doesn't mean your strategy doesn't work. It means that you don't work with your strategy. You can see even with the backtesting, which I'll bring up on screen right now, you know, the repeatable nature of the strategy. You can see the equity curve. You can see the positive months that I've had. You need something that is data backed so that you have the confidence in your trades to actually just do it over and over again. If you don't believe in your strategy, you're not going to stick to it. You know, I'm going from 0 to 1 million in prop firm funding. I'm sharing every single trade that I have inside the Discord, before and after, so that you guys can just see the journey. But I think it's really important, guys. You need to have that belief. So if you're tired of taking the impulsive trades and blowing your accounts, then make sure you scale things down into a mechanical model, a repeatable model, and join the private community so you can learn exactly how I trade. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in a bit.